Projekt Guru.
Всем привет! С вами Zak Novak на радиостанции Novorossia Rocks. Welcome to Novorossia Rocks radio station. This is Zak Novak, your American in downtown Donetsk. The program is called Projekt Guru, and Guru is in the house as always. Guru, thank you so much for all the hard work that you do. Andre, my engineer, is on holiday vacation. Nataliya's got the weekend off. Let's start it off. Pretty bad last 24 hours. Donetsk attacked. One of our brave has fallen. Civilian areas targeted once again by the Nazi Ukraine regime, backed by the Obama administration. Nazi units of the UAF Ukraine Junta army shelled northern and western suburbs of Donetsk with mortars last night. Altogether, they launched, Guru, listen to this, 77 mortar shells, mortar attacks on civilian areas. It was reported by the DPR Defense Ministry. Nazi Ukrainian fighters shelled Spartak, Vesolia, Zapichevo, Volvo Center, and Staromihailovka yesterday. Shelling started at 9:30 last night. Altogether, 35 mortars of 120 caliber and 100 mortars of 82 caliber were launched, the representative of the Defense Ministry added. In regard to the data and intel, the hostility was conducted and was started from occupied positions in Avdiivka, Pesky, Opotnoye, Krasnogorovka, Butovskaya, suburbs of Gagarina in the north of Gorlovka. Yesterday was reported that Nazi Ukrainian armed formations 320 times shelled the DPR territory by heavy armament. One DPR soldier has died. Rest in peace, my brother. But here it is, major violations by the Poroshenko Nazi regime. Guru, this just in, more civilian areas targeted. Nazi Ukrainian forces bombed using mortars targeting Oktobersky in the Kubishevsky district of Donetsk. It was reported by the head of Kubishevsky district, Ivan Prihotko. 5 mortars of 120 caliber landed at the coal mine Oktobersky Rudnik, and 3 mortars landed at the factory nearby on Stratonavto Street. Be reminded that the Nazi Ukrainian Junta army carried out shelling of Spartak, Staromihailovka, Zapichevo, and Volvo Center in Donetsk for several hours. These are all, I repeat, all civilian areas. Here we go, folks, around the world. Escalating tensions with China. U.S. regime sending massive troops to the Philippines. Obama, you are evil. U.S. Secretary of Defense Ash Carter today announced the U.S. will be escalating its regular rotations of troops and warplanes into the Philippines. Though despite a growing number of troops in the country at any given time, he insisted this was not an increased permanent footprint. 300 Air Force commandos, along with a number of additional U.S. combat aircraft, are heading to the Philippines this go-around with an eye on escalating tensions with China over maritime claims in the South China Sea. Despite officials making no secret that the deployments directly target China, Carter insists that they aren't meant to provoke any sort of conflict with China and that his policy is to tamp down tensions with them. That's difficult to claim credibly with the U.S. repeatedly making incursions into the airspace and waters around man-made Chinese islands in the South China Sea. Though such overflights are perfectly legal under international law, Pentagon officials seem to regularly make it a point to present such moves as being done in spite the Chinese government. So here we go. Obama regime provocations. Warmonger Kerry declares provocative and insistent shoot-down of Russian jets. U.S. officials are still on about yesterday's incident in which a pair of unarmed Russian jets flew within 30 feet of a U.S. destroyer in the Baltic Sea, something U.S. officials described as simulated attack that proved Russia's unprofessional nature. Today, Secretary of State John Kerry declared the flights provocative and insisted the USS Donald Cook would have been well within its rights to shoot down the planes under the rules of engagement they are placed under, which is a stunning claim since the USS Donald Cook is deployed in the peaceful Baltic off the coast of the Russian enclave of Kaliningrad, and the US and Russia are not at war, that they have rules of engagement allowing them to unilaterally attack Russian aircraft at all seems unwise. Russian Major General Igor Konashenkov says he is baffled by the US reaction, saying the Russian jets were operating well within their safety guidelines, and that the US freedom of navigation near a Russian naval base does not at all cancel the principle of freedom of flight for Russian aircraft. Hey Guru, listen to this. Czechia, if approved by Parliament, will be the new name for Czech Republic. The Czech Republic is poised to change its name to Czechia to make it easier for companies and sports teams to use it on products and clothing. The country will retain its full name, but Chechnya will become the official short geographic name as France is to the French Republic. If approved by Parliament, the name will be lodged with the United Nations. Along with Slovakia, the Czech Republic was established when Czechoslovakia broke in two in 1993. Some of the country's best-known exports, including its Pilsner Urquell beer and ice hockey team, currently use the word Czech, but Czech is an adjective and cannot properly be used as name for the country. Some have criticized Czechia as ugly or too similar to Chechnya, the semi-autonomous Russian Republic. Guru, look at this from Poland. Poland's foreign ministry summoned Russia's ambassador over the incident in the Baltic Sea earlier this week when two Russian warplanes flew simulated attack passes near a U.S.-guided missile destroyer, the ministry said on Thursday. During his meeting with Ambassador Sergei Andreev on Thursday, Poland's Deputy Foreign Minister Marek Ziołkowski expressed his concern about the incident, the ministry said. What is Poland? Poland, please, just mind your business. But first of all, the minister stressed that Poland is trying to promote a dialogue to counteract such incidents. In comments made to Reuters prior to the incident and published on Thursday, Poland's deputy defense minister said that NATO should return to Cold War ways of thinking in its relations with Russia and speak to Moscow from a position of strength to counter its renewed assertiveness in Eastern Europe. So there you go, aggressiveness from Poland, NATO, total provocations once again. Guru, earthquakes once again in Japan, 3 dead and more than 200 wounded with a magnitude of 6.4. Thursday's magnitude 6.4 earthquake that hit Japan's southwestern island, Kyushu Island, reportedly caused heavy damage. The Cabinet of Ministers Chief Secretary Yoshide Suga told an urgent news conference. A crisis management center has been created under the office of Prime Minister Shinzo Abe. On instructions from the head of the cabinet, it is gathering all information and making decisions on urgent measures. According to the NHK television news channel, several people found themselves under the ruins of their homes hit by earth tremors in the village of Mashiki. According to reports, at least 3 persons were killed and more than 200 others were injured. The center of the earthquake that hit Kumamoto Prefecture, Kyushu Island on Thursday was identified at a depth of 10 kilometers. The country's weather watching agency at first declared a tsunami alert, only to call it off later, thank goodness. 30 minutes after that, several magnitude of 5.0, 5.7 aftershocks in Kyushu Island followed. Zakaphartia should be returned to Hungary, according to the Hungarian radicals. Hungarian radicals from Jobbik party discredit the legitimacy of Zakaphartia being a part of Ukraine's territory. They have been making appeals to put the historical record straight and have Zakaphartia territories join Hungary. Nationalistic and ultra-radical sentiment have completely taken over Hungarian people's minds. World Federation of Hungarians, with its leader M. Patrubani, the member of Hungarian nationalistic party Jobbik, has created a website called National News Network. On this website, they post news blogs entitled How Hungarian Government and Parliament Abandoned Zakaphartia in 1991. The author of this document is one of the famous Hungarian historians. These publications commemorate 24th anniversary of signing of the Treaty on Friendship and Cooperation between Hungary and Ukraine. Macedonia, a tinderbox ready to explode. Russia blames outside political forces. Russia is concerned over deterioration of the political crisis in Macedonia and urges peaceful settlement, the Russian Foreign Ministry said on Thursday. We are concerned about reports on deteriorating political confrontation in Macedonia and clashes that occurred in Skopje, the Foreign Ministry said, and called on all sides to engage in political dialogue, refrain from provoking new stages of the crisis that has been going on for over a year. The Foreign Ministry noted that the Macedonian opposition has once again become the instrument of including with support from the outside, an internal political conflict with the aim of disrupting snap election schedule for the 5th of June 2016 that represent the only democratic and legitimate way out of the prolonged crisis. Holding holding snap elections was coordinated in the summer of 2015 with the active participation of EU and US, and Western partners should adhere to reached agreements and assumed commitments. We consider it impermissible to swing the fragile situation in Macedonia that is caused by a complicated ethnic and religious structure of this country. Using the Ukrainian scenario, initiating illegal actions and state coup from outside may result in deep shocks in Macedonia and destabilization of the situation in the Balkans in general. The Russian Foreign Ministry called on all political forces and representatives of the international community to follow the path of settling the intra-Macedonian situation by peaceful means with respect to actions and decisions made by legitimate authorities and leadership of Macedonia. Hey folks, as always, as I stress, be safe out there, be alert. It's Friday. Have a wonderful, safe weekend, and see you back on Monday. Bye-bye, folks.